These are 9 Hollywood legends from the Golden Age who earned millions of dollars and died with almost nothing. Mickey Rooney made $12 million and left behind $18,000. Buster Keaton went from $3,000 a week to $100. Judy Garland earned a fortune and died owing $4 million in debt. Today, we're looking at what happened to these stars whose careers were destroyed by their own decisions, personal wounds, and a Hollywood system that chewed up talent as fast as it created it. These are documented tragedies with specific dates, dollar amounts, and consequences that are hard to believe.
Mickey Rooney, the 8 marriages that ate $12 million. From 1939 to 1941, Mickey Rooney was the #1 box office star in America. He was earning $150,000 a year, which would be $2.5 million today. By his own estimate, he'd earned $12 million by 1962. When he died in 2014, his estate was worth $18,000. How does that happen? Let me count the marriages, because there were 8 of them. Ava Gardner from 42 to 43, Betty Jane Race from 44 to 47, Martha Vickers from 49 to 51, Elaine DeVray from 52 to 58, that divorce cost him $381,000, Barbara Ann Thomason from 58 to 66, who was murdered by her lover with Rooney's own gun, Marge Lane in 66, lasting just 100 days, Carolyn Hockett from 69 to 75, and finally Jan Chamberlain from 78 until his death. Rooney joked, quote, "My marriage license reads, 'To whom it may concern.'" But it wasn't just marriages. There was gambling addiction, failed investments, and old Hollywood contracts that meant no residual income from his 300 films. In 1962, Rooney filed for bankruptcy with $500 in cash against $500,000 in debts. He filed again in '96, owing the IRS $1.75 million. The final chapter is the hardest. On March 2, 2011, 90-year-old Rooney testified before the Senate about elder abuse. His stepson had been controlling his finances. Rooney told Congress, quote, "My money was taken and misused. I was literally left powerless." A court-appointed conservator found he owned only a single pair of shoes and couldn't access money for food. When he died on April 6, 2014, his estate totaled $18,000. From $12 million to $18,000. Buster Keaton's $3,000 mistake. On January 26, 1928, Buster Keaton made what he called, quote, "the worst mistake of my career." He signed with MGM and gave up creative control. Charlie Chaplin warned him directly, "Don't do it, they'll ruin you helping you." Keaton didn't listen. The contract paid $3,000 per week, making him MGM's 3rd highest paid actor. But MGM assigned him scripted films without consulting him. Keaton recalled, "They'd say, 'This is funny,' and I'd say, 'It stinks. It didn't make any difference.'" His 1932 divorce from Natalie Talmadge stripped him of everything. His $300,000 mansion, his fortune, custody of both sons. She even changed their last names from Keaton to Talmadge. By 1934, Keaton had been fired from MGM, declared bankruptcy, owed the IRS $28,000, and was institutionalized for alcoholism. He was reportedly confined in a straitjacket before escaping using tricks he learned from Harry Houdini. In 1940, Keaton returned to MGM as a comedy consultant, earning $100 per week, a 97% pay cut from his peak. Louise Brooks, the woman who walked away. In 1928, Louise Brooks did something that shocked Hollywood. She walked away. When Paramount denied her a raise, Brooks left for Germany on the final day of filming The Canary Murder Case to make Pandora's Box and Diary of a Lost Girl. When Paramount demanded she return for sound retakes, she refused. The studio planted stories that her voice was unsuitable for sound pictures. It was a lie, but it blacklisted her. In 1931, William Wellman offered her the female lead in The Public Enemy opposite James Cagney. Brooks turned it down to visit her lover in New York. The role went to Jean Harlow. Biographer Barry Paris said, quote, "Turning down Public Enemy marked the real end of Louise Brooks's film career." She filed bankruptcy in 32. Her final film in 38 paid $300. By July 1946, she was working at Saks Fifth Avenue for $40 per week. From 1948 to 53, according to her memoirs, she worked as a call girl,
She wrote, quote, "I found that the only well-paying career open to me was that of a courtesan." Only a monthly stipend from CBS founder William Paley kept her from suicide. She died in 1985. Veronica Lake, from $4,500 a week to cocktail waitress. At her peak, Veronica Lake earned $4,500 per week. Her signature hairstyle was so imitated that the War Manpower Commission requested she change it in '43. Women in war factories were getting their hair caught in machinery. She complied, but it stripped away her mysterious allure. Paramount dropped her contract in '48. By April '51, the IRS had seized her home. She filed bankruptcy listing debts of $156,000, $1.9 million in today's money. In 1962, a New York Post reporter discovered her working as a cocktail waitress under the name Connie de Toth. When fans sent money, she returned it as a matter of pride. Lake died on July 7, 1973, alone at age 50, from hepatitis and kidney injury caused by alcoholism. Judy Garland? The pills started before she was 10. Her mother gave her amphetamines before age 10 to suppress appetite and barbiturates to sleep. MGM studio doctors continued the practice. Garland described it in McCall's magazine, quote, "They'd give us pep pills to keep us on our feet, then knock us out cold with sleeping pills. Then after 4 hours, they'd wake us and give us pep-up pills again so we could work 72 hours in a row." She earned $500 per week for The Wizard of Oz, less than the dog playing Toto. Louis B. Mayer called her a fat little pig with pigtails. MGM fired her from multiple films. In July 48, The Barclays of Broadway. May 49, Annie Get Your Gun. June 50, Royal Wedding. September 50, contract terminated. After the royal wedding suspension, she tried suicide. She said, quote, "I wanted to black out the future as well as the past." 5 marriages followed. When told of her mother's 5th wedding, Liza Minnelli replied, "I can't make it, Mama, but I promise I'll come to your next one." The IRS discovered she owed $500,000, $4 million in today's money, before her death. She died on June 22, '69, at age 47, from barbiturate poisoning. Her estate, $40,000 against $4 million in debts. Frances Farmer, punished for independence. Frances Farmer's troubles started in high school. In 1931, she won a prize for an essay titled "God Dies." Headlines screamed, "Seattle Girl Denies God and Wins Prize." At Paramount, she refused publicity stunts and clashed with directors. William Wyler said, quote, "The nicest thing I can say about Frances Farmer is that she's unbearable." In January 1943, police arrested her at the Knickerbocker Hotel, finding her naked and drunk. At her court appearance, she allegedly threw an inkwell at the judge and was carried out in a straitjacket. Her question as officers removed her? "Have you ever had a broken heart?" Her mother committed her to Western State Hospital, where she spent nearly 5 years, from 45 to 50. Treatments included insulin shock therapy and electroconvulsive shock. Now, the lobotomy myth. William Arnold's book claimed she underwent a lobotomy. This was debunked in a 1983 court case where Arnold admitted it was fictionalized. After release in '50, she sorted laundry at Seattle's Olympic Hotel, the same hotel that had celebrated her as a star. She died of cancer in 1970 at age 56. Fatty Arbuckle destroyed by lies. In 1920, Fatty Arbuckle earned $1 million per year, $15.7 million today. He was second only to Chaplin in popularity. On Labor Day, September 5, 1921, actress Virginia Rappy became ill at Arbuckle's party. She died 4 days later of peritonitis from a ruptured bladder. Bambina Maud Delmond, a known blackmailer, accused Arbuckle of rape. Arbuckle endured 3 trials. The first 2 hung. The third ended in unanimous acquittal in 6 minutes. The jury wrote, quote, "Acquittal is not enough for Roscoe Arbuckle. We feel that a great injustice has been done him. There was not the slightest proof to connect him in any way with the commission of a crime." It didn't matter. 6 days after acquittal, Will H. Hayes banned Arbuckle from films. Legal fees exceeded $700,000. Arbuckle sold everything and declared bankruptcy. On June 29, 1933, He signed a contract for a feature film and celebrated his wedding anniversary. He said, quote, "This is the best day of my life." That night, he died of a heart attack. He was 46. Buster Keaton said he died of a broken heart. Errol Flynn, the swashbuckler who couldn't escape. Errol Flynn's 1942 statutory rape trial ended in acquittal but defined his legacy. 2 teenage accusers, 3 counts. The jury acquitted after 24 hours, but the phrase "in like Flynn" became indelibly linked to him. His final relationship was with Beverly Andland, whom he met when she was 15 and he was 48. His self-financed William Tell in 53 collapsed, costing over $400,000. At death, he owed the IRS over $100,000 plus alimony arrears. He died October 14, 59 in Vancouver, trying to sell his yacht for money. The autopsy found his body resembled a 75-year-old. He was 50. His reported final words, "I've had a hell of a lot of fun and I've enjoyed every minute of it." John Gilbert, killed by a myth. John Gilbert's tragedy hinges on a myth, that his high-pitched voice killed his career. Modern audio analysis disproved this, but in the 30s, the myth destroyed him. At his peak, he earned $10,000 per week. His 1928 contract guaranteed $1.5 million for 6 pictures. His nemesis was Louis B. Mayer. At a 1926 wedding where Greta Garbo failed to appear, Mayer made a crude comment. Gilbert punched him. Mayer's response, "You're finished, Gilbert. I'll destroy you if it costs me $1 million." His first talkie, His Glorious Night in 1929, was a disaster. But British film historian Kevin Brownlow found Gilbert's voice was, quote, "quite low." The problems were bad dialogue and outdated style, but the myth took hold. Garbo tried to save him, making it a contract condition that he play her leading man in Queen Christina in 33. The film succeeded. His voice sounded fine. It didn't matter. He died January 9, 36, of a heart attack at 38. The myth of the squeaky voice had consumed a man whose voice was never the problem. These 9 stories share haunting commonalities: this studio system's exploitation, the ease with which fortunes evaporated, the destructive power of scandal, and how personal demons could accelerate a fall that Hollywood had already set in motion. Mickey Rooney's $12 million vanished into 8 divorces. Buster Keaton signed away his genius. Louise Brooks refused to play the game. Veronica Lake's signature look became her liability. Judy Garland was drugged by the system. Frances Farmer's independence was punished. Fatty Arbuckle was destroyed by lies. Errol Flynn couldn't outrun himself. John Gilbert was killed by a myth. The golden age of Hollywood produced incomparable entertainment, but it also chewed through human beings with remarkable efficiency. These 9 stars, with their millions earned and lost, remind us that fame and fortune in Hollywood have always come with a price. And sometimes that price was everything.